checklist calls after the opening arguments.
Thanks to Megan for that. Let's speak now to Nikki Beaver, National Political Director of the National Federation of Republican Women. Thank you very much for coming on the programme.
Thank you for having me, Lewis.
What impact do you think this trial is having on the upcoming election?
It's having a huge impact, and it's having the opposite impact that the Democrats, I think, intended for it to have. The American people are not fooled by this witch hunt. This is a trial that should have happened years ago, and we see through his political opponents. I mean, President Trump's political opponents are persecuting him in a trial while he's trying to run for president. They know they can't win at the ballot box, so they are doing everything they can to stop him.
So do you think there's just no case to answer where the prosecution putting their evidence forward?
I think everyone is innocent until proven guilty, and I would like to believe in our judicial system, but as we have seen over the last few years, it has become a kangaroo court, and it's hard to believe anything that goes on anymore, and I believe that Trump will be exonerated after all of this, and everything will be overturned if any charges are to be had after this.
And what do you say to people who think, well, there's a case here to be answered and it should be heard in court and it's for jurors to decide?
Well, I would have them look at the timeline. When did this happen? This was prior to the 2016 election. If Bragg thought there were real criminal charges to be had here, he would have brought them a lot sooner than now when he is about to run for the 2024 election.
So your objection is the timing, not the case itself?
Well, I am not a legal expert. Like I said, I think if there were criminal charges to be had, we wouldn't be calling this a hush money trial, and they would be, the crime would be a lot more obvious. What is the crime here?
OK, let's talk about the impact on the election. You said straight out the gates there that you think this is helping him. The received wisdom is that it's certainly helping him with his base, those core people who will have voted for him anyway, but will damage him with people who aren't his core base, and he needs those voters to actually win the presidential election. What do you make of that analysis?
Well, as the polls show, his numbers go up every time they do this. And it's even getting people who weren't going to vote for him in the beginning because they see that this is all politics. It's all smoke and mirrors. It's a witch hunt. Like I said, most of these charges that they're bringing against him are well outside of the statute of limitations and happened years ago, long before he was president, when he was a civilian. And, it would be nice to say that the other side is clean and they haven't broken any laws, but this is the same group that spied on Trump illegally during his 2016 campaign, and they're just they're grasping at straws. They are trying to do everything they can because they know that the Biden administration has run our country into the ground, and there is no winning at the ballot box in November 2024 unless they think they can try to get Trump on some criminal charges. But I don't believe any of those will stick, and I don't think that will hurt him at the ballot box either.
Nikki Beaver, thank you very much for coming on the programme. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.